हो जाना चाहिए।
But are we able to control all these situations? जो इन्फेक्शन स्प्रेड होने की सिचुएशंस
वो
है।
तो सर ना ऐसे हो रहा है ना वैसे हो रहा है।
नहीं, यूनिवर्सिटी खुल जाए, जहाँ गैदरिंग ज्यादा होती है ना, तो वहाँ चांसेस बहुत रहेंगे।
नहीं, बट एटलीस्ट टीचर्स वगैरह का इन सब का आना थोड़ा रेगुलराइज होगा ना, भले स्टूडेंट्स को अपन ना बुलाएं जो हॉस्टलर्स हैं।
टीचर्स
तो
रेगुलर हो जाए, रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स आ जाएं, कम से कम रिसर्च तो हो जाए शुरू।
राइट सर, दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम वी कैन कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन ईच एंड एवरी प्रोजेक्ट।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
बट अकेले जाके वो काम नहीं हो पा रहा है। वहां पे ऐसा लग रहा है कि एटलीस्ट मिनिमम 5-6 people should be there.
हाँ,
we can get the things done in as per our directions.
ठीक है। इवन कुछ पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स को भी बुला लेना चाहिए।
हाँ, वही
मैंने तो बोला है, बट वो भी डर रहे हैं।
हाँ सर, और क्या है ना, फोर्सफुल कह भी नहीं पा रहे क्योंकि खुद को भी रिस्क लगता है। सपोज किसी को कुछ हो ही गया, होना तो सभी को है
सही बात
एक दिन
होना सभी
क्योंकि
को
अभी
है।
ये इन्फेक्शन
कह रहे
कोई बचेगा नहीं सर, कोई बचेगा नहीं। इट विल बी ए माइल्ड वन, बट हमें तो ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत इजी स्प्रेड है और इजी क्योर है।
हाँ, क्योर इजी है। क्योर तो क्या है, मतलब वो तो टाइम देता है, बस टाइम है, वो उतना टाइम निकाल लो।
एसिम्प्टोमेटिक अगर किसी को हो रहा है तो 3-4 दिन में वो क्योर भी हो रहा है ना। फीवर है,
हाँ, हमें तो
ना सर्दी
हमें ऐसा
खांसी
लगता है मेरे को कई बार हो गया होगा। हमें ऐसा लगता है, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे को तो कई बार कोरोना हो गया होगा। एसिम्प्टोमेटिक
तो सर होके खत्म भी हुआ होगा ना, अपने को पता नहीं चल रहा है। क्योंकि अभी हमारी कॉलोनी में 2-3 केसेस ऐसे मिले। अच्छा। जिनको ना फीवर, ना सर्दी खांसी, ना ही कोई बॉडी एक, बट स्टिल उनका ऐसा रूटीन चेकअप हुआ सर। ऐसे ही रूटीन चेकअप हुआ, किसी के यहाँ कोई फ्री कैंप लगा तो उन्होंने सैंपल दे दिया, या डॉक्टर्स हैं तो दे फाउंड पॉजिटिव, वो पॉजिटिव हुए और उन्होंने 4 दिन घर में ही होम क्वारंटाइन किया। फिर अगेन दे गेट टेस्टेड देमसेल्व्स, नेगेटिव आ गया।
नहीं, उन्होंने अपने आप को कैसे टेस्ट किया
सर? क्या हुआ ना, जैसे वो खुद डॉक्टर्स हैं, तो उनका मंथली रूटीन चेकअप चल रहा है, या फिर कोई उसी गवर्नमेंट में सेक्टर में है, उन्होंने अपना फ्री सैंपल हो रहा था तो सोचा अपना भी करा लेते हैं, कोई बात नहीं। अच्छा, तो उन्होंने अपना करा लिया। और वो पॉजिटिव आ गए। तो और ऐसा नहीं, 4 दिन बाद नेगेटिव भी आए, मतलब इट्स नॉट फॉल्स रिपोर्टिंग।
मतलब वो स्प्रेड हो रहा है स्पीड में, अपन लोग चिंता कर रहे हैं कि अरे क्या है। जितना ज्यादा होगा, स्पीड में होगा, उतना जल्दी अपन उसके निजात पाएंगे।
हाँ, ये तो है। सही है सर। अभी WHO का रिपोर्ट भी आया था कि अभी जो इन्फेक्शियस स्पीशीज स्प्रेड हो रही है, दैट इज माइल्ड वन।
माइल्ड है उसका,
इसीलिए एसिम्प्टोमेटिक केसेस आपको ज्यादा मिलेंगे और सीवियरिटी की तरफ लोग कम जाएंगे। तो जो पहले डेथ रेट अपन 3% बोल रहे थे, इवन दैट विल बी रिड्यूस्ड to 1% or something like this.
I think Meena madam is also there. Madam, आप भी unmute कर लीजिए। मैडम ने ज्वाइन तो किया हुआ है।
अच्छा, यार सुमन, ऐसा कैसे है कि आधे लोगों को वीडियो
नहीं,
वो
वीडियो
ऑन कर पा रहे हैं और आधे नहीं कर पा रहे?
नहीं करेंगे तो सारे करेंगे, नहीं तो सारे नहीं करेंगे।
आप ऑन कर सकते हैं।
हाँ,
नहीं, I tried but it is denied. Initially ऑन हुआ था एक बार।
अच्छा,
मैम एक बार
ट्राई कर रहे थे।
मैम फिर से ट्राई कीजिएगा।
The host has asked you to start. अच्छा, अभी फिर से तुमने पावर दी होगी ना?
नहीं, ये मधुरिमा के पास पावर है टीक्यू ऑफिस में।
ठीक है, ओके।
क्या हुआ सर का?
नहीं भाई, लिखा आ रहा है you cannot start your video because the host has disconnected. Anyway, it is not required also. Not.
मैम आप दिख रहे हैं?
हमें तो हम नहीं दिख रहे। चलो ठीक है, कोई नहीं।
आज शनिवार है तो दीप्ति घर पे हो?
हाँ सर, आज घर पे हैं और आज ही लगातार सुबह से चल रहा है।
चलो अच्छा।
वहाँ सैटरडे ऑफ नहीं है?
आपका सैटरडे ऑफ नहीं है?
नहीं, हमारा तो ऑफ है यहाँ, सेकंड और थर्ड। सागर में नहीं है सर?
नहीं, सैटरडे ऑफ रहता है।
आप घर से बोल रहे हैं आज? अच्छा, पीछे का वो फोटोग्राफ दिख रहा था तो आई थॉट इट इज अगेंस्ट योर टेबल।
वो वर्चुअल स्क्रीन है।
तो वो कैसे बनाई, मतलब कैसे हुई?
इधर आता है ना वीडियो पे।
आप भी डालिए है ना?
सर मैं भी डाल सकती हूँ। सर मैं भी डाल सकती हूँ।
ये आप दीप्ति स्टार्ट वीडियो वाला जो है ऑप्शन, उसके बाजू में एक एरो लगा है अप साइड, उसको क्लिक करें।
सर मैंने भी डाल दिया।
सर वो तो स्लाइड शेयर का है ना?
चूज वर्चुअल बैकग्राउंड।
सर उसमें आ रहा है लिखा हुआ यू कैन नॉट स्टार्ट। नहीं सर, उसमें हमारे इसमें लिखा आ रहा है यू कैन नॉट स्टार्ट स्क्रीन शेयर while the other participant is sharing.
वीडियो का जो आइकन है ना वहाँ पे जाइए। हाँ सर नहीं हुआ?
ये आया ही नहीं।
नहीं, आपके लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में एक म्यूट होगा, ऑडियो होगा, उसके साइड में जो आइकॉन है वो वीडियो का है।
हाँ सर।
उस वीडियो के साइड में एक एरो लगा है जो स्क्रॉल करता है उसको।
सर वो एक्चुअली ना उस एरो पे लिखा आ रहा है स्क्रीन शेयर।
नहीं, स्क्रीन शेयर
कुछ नहीं आ रहा है।
शेयर स्क्रीन में नहीं, यहाँ नहीं आएगा। अब वीडियो का देखें, जहाँ आप वीडियो अपना म्यूट कर दें,
इसमें 5 ही आ रहा है। देन द लिस्ट ऑफ पार्टिसिपेंट्स।
आपने जूम डाउनलोड नहीं किया है या आप लिंक से यूज कर रहे हो?
अभी तो लिंक से यूज किया, बट जूम इज आल्सो डाउनलोड। हाँ
तो आएगा, फिर आएगा। देखो नीचे जो आइकॉन आ रहे होंगे, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, नीचे जो आइकॉन आ रहे हैं, एक स्पीकर का है, माइक का, एक फिर वीडियो का है, फिर सिक्योरिटी का है, फिर पार्टिसिपेंट्स का है, फिर चैट का है, फिर शेयर स्क्रीन है, फिर पॉज स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग है, फिर रिएक्शन है, एंड लास्ट में लीव है। ऐसा है?
हाँ सर, ऐसा ही है। ये जो एरो वाला ऑप्शन पर आप जो कह रहे हैं ना, वो एरो वाले ऑप्शन में
एरो नहीं, मतलब आपको जो वीडियो है, वीडियो वाला आपको अप स्क्रॉल करना है। वो वीडियो के बाजू में एक आइकॉन होगा, उसको आप क्लिक करोगे ना तो आपको एक जो डाउनलोड स्क्रीन होती है वो दिखेगा।
सर तो शायद हम लैपटॉप से ज्वाइन करेंगे ना तब आएगा। मोबाइल में सारे ऑप्शंस
हाँ, मोबाइल में नहीं आता, मोबाइल में नहीं आता। मोबाइल में
हम मोबाइल पे हैं अभी।
नहीं, मोबाइल में नहीं आएगा।
इसलिए नहीं आ रहा होगा वो। गुड आफ्टरनून मैम।
अभी और लगता है कहीं
मीना मैम भी तो हैं।
हाँ मीना है, मगर वो कहाँ चली गई ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा।
नहीं मैम दिख तो रही है, है ना।
मीना जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, सुन रहे हैं आपको।
हमें सुन रहे हो चुपचाप।
हर्ड इम्यूनिटी सुन रहे हैं और खुश हो रहे हैं।
गुड गुड। और मीना कैसे हो?
बी पॉजिटिव।
बी पॉजिटिव। बहुत बढ़िया।
अब अच्छा ही होगा, लर्नर है, लर्नर जो
नहीं, और कोरोना उसको नहीं होता जो बी पॉजिटिव है।
एक ही पॉजिटिव हो सकता है हमेशा, दो पॉजिटिव नहीं हो सकते। एक पॉजिटिव होगा, दो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी।
लगता है हमें सौभाग्य नहीं मिलेगा सर को सुनने का।
एक्चुअली आज 2 बजे से एक मीटिंग हो रही है वीसी सर के साथ। हम सोच रहे थे अभी स्टार्ट हो जाता टाइमली,
तो लेट क्यों हो रहा है ना?
सर एक्चुअली अपने सिस्टम से कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहे।
अच्छा अच्छा, वो उसमें तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते आप।
हाँ बस वही स्लाइड शेयर नहीं हो रहा है सर का।
यही सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है, बाकी तो सब ठीक है।
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम।
मैं बात करता हूँ सर से, मैं बात करता
हाँ सर एक बार आप ट्राई कीजिए। मैडम आप ठीक है?
हाँ हाँ, बोले मेरे को मैसेज मिला तो मैंने कहा चलो अब है घर पे तो एटलीस्ट ज्वाइन तो कर सकते हैं।
हाँ हाँ, अभी 23 को एक और शेड्यूल्ड है, डॉक्टर रेड्डी, डॉक्टर भुजंगा करके हैं।
सुमन तुम रखो तो वो सर उठाए।
ऑनलाइन का ये भी फायदा है, सब पकड़ में आ जाता है।
दीप्ति मेरे को लिंक भेज देना।
कौन फोन पे बात कर रहा है, कौन सुन रहा है। हाँ मैम, हम वो लिंक आज ही उनका वो ब्रोशर फाइनल करेंगे, हम लिंक भेजेंगे।
और उसका
अभी मैम इस पे ना वेबिनार्स भी प्लान कर रहे हैं।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है।
सर किसी से बात कर रहे हैं लगता है। अच्छा है सर, लेट हो रहा है तो कम से कम अपनी बात हो गई।
सही बात है। वैसे अच्छा, इसका भी एक फायदा हो गया।
हाँ।
सर हम लोग एक वेबिनार प्लान कर रहे हैं, लाइक एक दिन में एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट का पूरा
वर्कशॉप टाइप
वर्किंग, हाँ वर्कशॉप टाइप ऑनलाइन वो दिखाते हुए, वर्किंग दिखाते हुए, और 1-2 लेक्चर्स में उसका पूरा थ्योरी डील कर लेंगे। तो 1 डे 1 इंस्ट्रूमेंट लाइक दिस।
अभी हमने किया था HPTLC का।
हाँ वो एंक्रॉन वाले ने बोला था।
एंक्रॉन वाले
हाँ।
आपसे कर लेंगे, आप उनसे बात करिए, मैं दे दूंगा डिटेल्स।
हाँ
अच्छा
सर, ये
देते
उनका
हैं
डिटेल्स सर हम लोग प्लान कर रहे हैं। HPTLC शायद आ जाएगा अपने नेक्स्ट 6 मंथ्स में।
बहुत बढ़िया है, अच्छी चीज है, बहुत अच्छी चीज है। और लेना तो पूरे ऑप्शन के साथ लेना, पार्ट में मत लेना।
हाँ सारे ऑप्शंस के साथ, विद ऑल एसेसरीज।
हाँ
सारे ही लेंगे वो सर,
बिल्कुल।
टिल फोटो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन,
हाँ सभी पूरा विजुअलाइजर सब पूरा उसका।
हाँ विजुअलाइजर के बिना सर, विजुअलाइजर ही उसमें सबसे कॉस्टली है, और स्कैनर के बिना कोई मीनिंग ही नहीं है, अदरवाइज क्वांटिटेशन आप कर ही नहीं पाओगे।
नहीं कर पाएंगे,
तो स्कैनर तो लेना ही पड़ेगा।
हाँ।
संजय सर नमस्कार।
प्लानिंग में तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, क्या क्या आप आता है, अभी टेंडर फ्लोट होगा।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर, अखिलेश सिंगई सर इज आल्सो।
मैम सिंगई सर इज आल्सो ऑनलाइन।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
जी गुड आफ्टरनून मैडम। दीप्ति मैडम नमस्ते।
नमस्ते सर, कैसे हैं?
मैं ठीक हूँ, आप लोगों का वार्तालाप सुन रहा था।
अरे सर तो प्लीज आप बीच में आइए, हम लोग तो चुप हो जाएंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, आप लोग बात करते रहे, सुनता रहूंगा, कभी कभी तो मौका मिलता है। संजय सर प्रणाम।
लगता है अखिलेश बोल रहे हैं।
संजय सर प्रणाम। जी जी बोल रहा हूँ।
नमस्कार नमस्कार सर।
मीना जी को भी प्रणाम।
क्या प्रॉब्लम? हेलो।
सर
हाँ
बताइए।
सर आपके यहाँ भी बहुत लेक्चर्स चल रहे हैं।
अब वो सीरीज कल लगभग कंप्लीट हो गई है वेबिनार वाली, अब एडमिशन वाला काम चालू हो गया है।
तो एडमिशन के अभी डेट्स वगैरह कहाँ आए हैं?
लेकिन वो प्रोविजनल एडमिशन का सिस्टम तो चूंकि झारखंड और बिहार के रिजल्ट आ गए, एमपी सीबीएसई आ गया, प्रोसेस चालू हो जाता है।
सही है।
सबसे ज्यादा वेबिनार तो उसने कराया ना आपके SIRT वालों ने
सर 1000 दे मेड अ रिकॉर्ड।
हाँ, गिनीज बुक में आने वाला है।
एक्चुअली हम बता रहे हैं। हाँ सर वो तो ठीक है, बट इनिशियली जब हम उसकी एक्चुअल हिस्ट्री बताते हैं, उनके चेयरमैन ने टारगेट दिया कि वी वांट टू गेट इट डन, सीरीज लगाना है, मोर देन 1000 वी वांट टू गेट इट डन। तो हम सब लोग बहुत हंस रहे थे कि कोई मजाक है, 1000 लेक्चर ये वो करते करते। बट ठीक है, सबको टास्क डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया है और सर 800 के करीब अभी हो चुके हैं। और उसका सबसे अच्छा एडवांटेज है 800 में से अपन मान लें कि 400 भी खराब थे, तो भी 400 अच्छे लेक्चर तो थे।
नहीं, अपन खराब क्यों बोलो?
नहीं हम बता रहे, अगर हमको लग रहा है कि काफी
400 ये बोलते हैं कि 400 ऐसे 400 समझ में नहीं आए, 400 तो समझ में आए होंगे। नहीं
सर, मतलब दैट इज ओके। और आप कोई भी लेक्चर सुनो, मिनिमम 2 to 3 पॉइंट्स यू कैन पिक।
हाँ, ये तो कुछ ना कुछ तो मिलता है, कुछ तो। जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, बच्चों को जब क्लास में आते हैं, हमें क्लास में क्यों बच्चों को आना चाहिए, क्यों आना चाहिए, चाहे वो लेक्चर कैसा भी हो, वो टीचर कैसा भी हो, कुछ ना कुछ तो मिलता है ना। 1 घंटे का लेक्चर होता है, बच्चों को उसमें से कुछ ना कुछ तो मिलता है, इसलिए बच्चों को क्लास में आना चाहिए।
बस अब तो यही सोचा, शुरू में इतना इतना ज्यादा कौन सुन सकता है, ऐसा है, बट से किया, कोशिश करी तो उसका इतना अच्छा फायदा ही है।
हाँ सही बात है।
बहुत अच्छे अच्छे लेक्चर्स हुए, मतलब वेरी प्रोडक्टिव। वहीं से देख के फिर हमने सोचा अपन यहाँ कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, लाइक वी कैन कनेक्ट टू पीपल, ज्यादा अच्छा अपन कनेक्शन कर सकते हैं। देन आई स्टार्टेड।
ये अच्छा है, करना चाहिए। अब क्या करो, मतलब लॉकडाउन है तो करना चाहिए।
क्यों नहीं आ रहा? तेरा भी तो नहीं देख रहा है इससे।
कुछ नहीं हुआ।
मैडम GSITS भी खुल गया क्या?
नहीं, वो वही वाला सिस्टम है कि जिनको जाना है जाएं। वो तो आ रहा है जनरल सेक्शन, अकाउंट सेक्शन, डिपार्टमेंट में यदि काम है तो जा रहे हैं जिनको जाना है।
हाँ वैसे ही चल रहा है, यहाँ भी ऐसे ही चल रहा है।
क्योंकि अब जब बच्चे नहीं आ रहे हैं, और एटलीस्ट वही सब ऐसे ही है। कभी हेड आते हैं, हेड को जरूरत होती, किसी को बुला लेते हैं, आना है आओ, एक दिन, हफ्ते में 1 दिन 2 दिन। बट ये अच्छा टाइम था, काम हो जाता। अब वही
हमें भी ऐसा अभी क्या है ना, जरा मीटिंग्स वगैरह का लोड भी कम है, फिर स्टूडेंट्स नहीं है तो रोज रोज के उनका रूटीन भी कम है, तो रिसर्च के लिए बेस्ट टाइम था।
मई जून जुलाई अपने लिए बेस्ट रहता है, वो ही चला गया। कुछ नया करना है, सेटअप कुछ करना है, तो वो मई जून जुलाई में आप प्लान करते हो कि करेंगे जब क्लासेस।
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
तो उसमें आप रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो गए तो बड़ा।
M.Pharm के प्रोजेक्ट्स का क्या कर रहे हैं?
बस सर अभी कुछ तय नहीं किया, करना तो है, अब वो क्या करेंगे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, क्योंकि मेजर काम
भी कराना
नहीं, अभी तो नहीं हो, 3 महीनों में ही काम होता है मेनली। अप्रैल में
वो तो निकल गया है अभी तो नहीं, अभी ये तो निकल गया, ये बैच आउटगोइंग बैच है ना, 4th सेमेस्टर है, तो कैसे क्या करोगे उसको?
वो करते हैं सर, क्या होता है जो भी होगी इंस्टीट्यूट पॉलिसी डिसाइड होगी, क्योंकि वो कह रहे एग्जाम तो होना है, क्लैरिटी नहीं है ना कुछ भी कि होना क्या है एक्चुअली।
वो तो चेंज होती रह रही ना, टाइम के साथ चेंज हो रही ना। आपकी जो गाइडलाइंस आ रही है MHRD या UGC की, वो तो हर महीने चेंज होती है। बट अभी वो स्ट्रिक्टली कह रहे हैं कि आपको आउटगोइंग का तो एग्जाम लेना ही है।
पर आइडियली जब हमने उनको 3 महीने आने ही नहीं दिया है कॉलेज, तो 3 महीने एक्सटेंड करना चाहिए। वर्चुअली वी वर नॉट अलाउइंग देम टू कम।
एक्सटेंड करना भी चाहिए क्या? मेरे ख्याल से नहीं करना चाहिए एक्सटेंड।
नहीं सर, फिर वो तो नॉन प्रोडक्टिव बैच हो जाएगा ना, क्योंकि डाटा कंपाइलेशन और सारा वो तो अभी होता है इसी टाइम पे। प्रैक्टिकल वर्क
जो काम कर लिया है, जो काम उन्होंने कर लिया है ना, तो वो अपना कंपाइल करें, है ना, और सबमिट करें, ऑनलाइन सबमिट करें।
हमें भी ऐसे ही लगता है सर, क्योंकि अभी तो स्टूडेंट्स के आने का सीन सितंबर अक्टूबर तक नहीं दिख रहा है।
नहीं होगा।
एंड इफ वी, और अगर हम
उनको फिर 3 महीने देंगे तो वो जनवरी हो जाएगा।
हाँ, और जब हम एक्सटेंड करने की और प्रैक्टिकल काम कराने की कंडीशन में ही नहीं है, तो whatever work they have done till now, let them submit right now. हम ये 3 महीना
बोल दिया है,
वेस्ट क्यों करना चाहते हैं?
हमने अपने बच्चों से बोल दिया है कि आपने जो काम कर लिया है, इससे काफी काम हम लोगों के बच्चों ने कर लिया है, वो काम कर लिया है, वहीं का कंपाइल करो।
हाँ, हमारे यहाँ भी लग रहा है काम काफी हो चुका है। 80% स्टूडेंट्स का तो सबमिशन अपन कर सकते। इन विवो सबका बचा है।
हाँ, इन विवो ही बचा है, हमारे यहाँ भी इन विवो ही बचा है। हाँ, तो छोड़ देते हैं इन विवो। हाँ, उसको सबमिट कराते हैं उनको थीसिस का, क्योंकि अभी आप बच्चों से बोलोगे सबमिट करने को, दे विल टेक 1 मंथ, एटलीस्ट 1 मंथ। हेलो सर, आ रही है आवाज?
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
गुड आफ्टरनून।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
हाँ।
सर, हम लोग सुबह से बैठे हुए हैं आपको सुनने के लिए।
अरे हम सवेरे से बैठे हैं सुनाने के लिए।
इसलिए हम लोग गुड मॉर्निंग कर रहे हैं आपसे।
अच्छा, हम भी गुड मॉर्निंग बोल देते हैं। चलो कोई बात नहीं।
दिख नहीं रहे हैं।
आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ सर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
सर, आपकी आवाज बहुत क्लियर आ रही है।
अच्छा, तो मैंने वो मधुरिमा के लिए अपना पीपीटी फॉरवर्ड कर दिया है, उसको बोलो चालू करने के लिए।
सुमन को कर दिया है ना?
नहीं, वो टेक्यूब से एक लेडी है मधुरिमा।
हाँ, एक लेडी है।
हाँ, तो वो कर रही है उसको कोऑर्डिनेट।
हाँ, ठीक है।
तो फिर हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं सर।
पहले उसको डाउनलोड करने दो ना उसको। वो
सर अभी 5 मिनट टाइम लगेगा ना। अपन मुझे थोड़ा फॉर्मल इंट्रोडक्शन।
ठीक है, फिर आपने इंट्रोडक्शन दे दिया तो फिर बैठे रहेंगे। एवरीथिंग शुड बी रेडी ना।
सर अभी तो उसके लिए 5 मिनट में वो आ जाएगी। फिर
उसको पहुंच गया कि नहीं, पहले वो पूछ लो जरा। हाँ, मैंने मेल कर दिया उसको, जीमेल किया, उसको मिल गया होगा शायद।
वो स्क्रीन आपको भी दिखना चाहिए ना सर?
हाँ, हमें स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रहा ना।
स्क्रीन वो शेयर करेगी तो दिख जाएगा सर फिर बाद में।
हाँ,
वो शेयर करेंगे ना तो एक बार टेस्ट कर दो ना।
शेयर द स्क्रीन एंड लेट सुमन।
हाँ,
एक बार मधुरिमा को स्क्रीन शेयर करने दो, सर को उसका फर्स्ट पेज दिखने दो, देन यू स्टार्ट द फॉर्मल, देन फॉर्मली यू स्टार्ट द इवेंट।
हाँ, वही कर रही।
Sir, again, I am welcoming you to RGPV. You are part of it only. So not as an external guest.
Thank you.
But as a member of RGPV, you are again invited.
मैं स्टार्ट करूंगी। आशुतोष।
यस मैम।
तुम पहले स्टॉप शेयरिंग करो, वो मधुरिमा एक बार शेयर करके देख रही है।
ओके मैम।
Yes, it is visible.
हेलो।
हाँ, मधुरिमा visible है?
Yes, yes. Good afternoon to all. I'm Madhurima Sharma from TechUp office.
अच्छा ठीक है, तो अभी स्टॉप करो, अभी आशुतोष को एक दो स्लाइड दिखाने दो, उसके बाद तुम ये वाला फिर शो कर लेना, है ना?
ओके मैम। ओके।
Okay. So very good afternoon to all of you. Respected SK Jain sir, Meena madam, Director SOPS Dr. Dipti Jain madam, and today's speaker Professor NK Jain sir. On behalf of School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Rajiv Gandhi Pratyekiki Vishwavidyalaya, I Dr. Suman Ramteke would like to welcome you all for today's webinar on COVID-19 era and drug supply through online pharmacy. So before starting the event, let's dedicate a prayer for Goddess Ma Saraswati for her blessings. Ashutosh, can you play?
तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणां वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा।
So thank you, Ashutosh. Now I request Dr. Dipti Jain madam to say a few words for our participants. Ma'am.
Very good afternoon to all of you. And I again welcome Professor NK Jain sir to have a talk with, to deliver his talk on this very important topic, that is online pharmacy, which is the need of an hour. Now everything is going online. So how we can improve on the online pharmacy, that from that aspect we will listen from sir. So I welcome you, sir. And I am really grateful that you have given your time on the short notice and you accepted our invitation. And dear participants, I hope this session is going to be a great session for you. And you waited long for this lecture. It is around from last 1 hour. We are expecting, sir. So you just listen the lecture carefully and try to extract out maximum from this lecture. So I welcome all the participants, speakers, and all of our guests. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So as today's webinar is on online pharmacy, and we all know that online pharmacy is very famous throughout the world due to its convenience, more choices, lower cost, and easy practices. However, in India, only 5% of estimate of total pharma marketing is using this online practice. That may be due to the regulatory issues, as sale and distribution of drugs in our country falls under Drug and Cosmetic Rule 1945. However, rules do not distinguish between offline and online sale of drugs. So that may be a big issue. That's why the objective of today's program is to highlight and explore the present scenario of internet pharmacy or online pharmacy, because in today's pandemic situation, it would be a great choice for all the patients and may be useful for all of us. And being a pharmacist, we can guide and help common people for safe practice of online purchase of medicines. So we can make some efforts and give a thought to bring it to a daily practice. So with this aim, we invited a distinguished speaker, Professor N.K. Jain sir, to deliver a talk on online pharmacy. And really it is honor for us, sir, that you are there as a speaker for today's webinar. So now I request Rahul Moria to introduce Professor N.K. Jain sir. Rahul? Rahul, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, please start introduction. Please introduce to N.K. Jain sir.
I, Rahul Moria, again welcome you all. I feel great honor to introduce a globally known personality of pharma profession, Professor N.K. Jain sir. Sir is a pathfinder for all newly budding pharmacists and great reformer for pharmaceutical education and research. There are many of things to express gratitude towards the sir, but with the limitation of time, I would like to enlighten brief about the sir. Sir having many of the research publications, many of the guide, many of the PhD students. So in very brief, I would like to express in short. Professor N.K. Jain sir. N.K. Jain sir is an internationally renowned academic and research and senior professor in India who is superannuated in June 2014. After rendering more than 40 years of dedicated and distinguished service as a teacher and 25 years of full professor. Sir started his academic career in 1973 and worked as lecturer, reader, professor, principal, director, head. Professor Jain sir is author of 24 of celebrated books in pharmaceutical science, including series of control and novel drug system, and has contributed over 50 chapters in national and international books. He has credits over 48 publications in reputed pharmaceutical journal and has supervised 54 PhD and 142 MPharm candidates. He has been reviewer for several international and national research journals. He is also translated Professional Pharmacy Part 1 by M.L. Saraf in Hindi. Sir has been received in many awards like IDMA Research Award in Industrial Pharmacy in a series in 1990, 1997, 2004, and M.L. Khurana Prize Best Research Paper in Pharmaceutical and Biopharmaceutical published in 2003. Professor M.L. Khurana.
Rahul, mute हो गया आपका.
In the Best Teacher Award in the year of 2003. Sir having many of the awards. Apart from the awards, sir, Professor Jain sir having
Madhurima,
like in the field of control drug delivery system, and also associated with many of the professional associations like APTI, IHPA, IPA, IPGA, and serve as UGC, AICT, NBA, NEC, and most of the Indian university experts. Professor Jain is acclaimed worldwide for this significant contribution to the pharmaceutical research, teaching and administration. Professor Jain is popular speaker at conference, seminar, faculty development program, and quality improvement program, and he has extensively traveled abroad. He is highly respected by his students as a role model. So I request to sir, please share this session to our participants. Sir, please. Sir. I request to NK Jain sir.
सर आपका म्यूटेड है. Sir, your phone is in mute mode.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, can I start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the outset, I'm thankful to Deepti Jain, Suman, Rahul, Sanjay, all the staff of RGPV, TechCube, etc. I'm really happy to see that the RGPV is taking a lead to bring about to the personalities in different areas to acquaint with the recent developments in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. And what topic I have selected that is related to the COVID-19 era and the drug supply through online pharmacy. It is because we are running into an age of restrictions, and the whole human race is scared due to Corona. And because of this, I think it's very important for us to understand about this particular challenge. Now, what's the modern context? In the modern context, the COVID-19 infection, this is spreading, and we have to supply the medicines. At the same time, we are required to avoid physical contact and to maintain physical distancing, and we have to stay safe at home. But at the same time, a lot of persons, they require medicines and they require the supply of medicines. So what's the problem and what is the solution? Problem is that we require medicine. Solution is that instead of going for offline current pharmacy, we could consider an option of online pharmacy. And that is an online model to produce health services that will ensure everything that is tracked, recorded, and hence organized and operated in a professional manner. Next one. Next slide.
Next.
Okay, so let us try to understand what is online pharmacy. Online pharmacy is also known as e-pharmacy. It is also known as internet pharmacy, and it is also known as mail order pharmacy. That is a pharmacy that operates over the internet and sends orders to customers through courier or the mails or shipping companies or online pharmacy web portal. Mind well, we are talking about the permissibility of the online pharmacy, and hence we should be very clear that online pharmacy is neither permitted expressly in the current scenario, nor it is prohibited. So whether it is permitted, whether it is prohibited, that's debatable, because the act and the rules, they don't mention anything about this particular aspect. Next one. Next slide. Yes. And then I have to take you to 2015, where the FDA chief in Maharashtra, he worked for the Drugs Controller of India, and that basic idea was to assess the feasibility of online pharmacies. That's what I told you, that there is no express provision regarding the permission or restriction so far as the online pharmacy. And you can envision when it was the Drugs Act 1940 and the Drugs Rules 1945, there was no computer, there was no internet, and hence there was a question of these particular facilities. But at the same time, the online pharmacy has been coming up, and in 2015, the FDA of Maharashtra, they took a notice of it and they wanted to probe into the requirement and the lacuna so far as the online pharmacies are concerned. Next one. So in the current scenario, the sale of drugs, we can understand it is regulated by the Drugs and Cosmetic Act and rules, and the drugs which are regulated, the sale is regulated, that is the drugs which are specified in Schedule C, C1 and X, and the drugs other than those specified in Schedule C, C1 and excluding X, and the drugs which are specified in Schedule X. These are the three particular classes for the sale of the drugs, and these are all permitted under the license, which are governed by the terms and conditions. But at the same time, we have to understand that today the Information Technology Act 2000 is also applicable so far as the sale of pharmacy is concerned, because the online pharmacy is going to involve the information technology. That's why this act is also applicable to us. So this commenced on 17th of October 20, and amendment was made in 2008, and this deals with the cybercrime and electronic commerce in India. What is the objective so far as the pharmacy is concerned? It provides legal recognition to the transaction done via electronic exchange of data and other electronic means of communication or electronic commerce transactions. So we are concerned with the means of communication when we are talking about the online sale of the drugs or the online pharmacy. Next one. And hence we should understand that certain rules are already available, but they are the draft rules. That means the rules were drafted, but they have not been implemented, they have not been notified. And this was, this is mentioned as the draft rules under part 6B, which is related to sale of drugs by e-pharmacy. And this was notified on 28th of August 2018, very recently, before the pandemic started. But at the same time, this was a draft rule. It was never implemented. It has not been implemented. And I don't know what the government is waiting for so far as the implementation is concerned. Next one. Next slide, please.
Madhuri.
Yeah. So to begin with, we have to understand what we really mean by this. So e-pharmacy, as per these draft rules, this means business of distribution or sale, stock, exhibit or offer for sale of drugs through web portal or any other electronic mode. That means it is all related to the drugs, including their sale, stock, exhibition and sale of the drugs. And e-pharmacy portal, that is defined as a web or electronic portal or any other electronic mode established and maintained by the e-pharmacy registration holder, meanwhile registration holder, to conduct business of e-pharmacy. Next one. Now let us see what is the meaning of, what is the definition of prescription. Means an instruction from a registered medical practitioner to a patient written by hand or in any electronic mode. So far we have been thinking about the prescription in writing only, but now it is considering in any electronic mode duly signed to dispense drug and quantity of drug to a patient. And the sale of by way of e-pharmacy is means sale whether to a hospital or dispensary or a medical, educational or research institute or to any other person through e-pharmacy by way of retail sale. Mind well, it does not include any wholesale. We have to exclude the consideration for the wholesale so far as the online pharmacy or e-pharmacy is concerned. This is very important point for our consideration and keeping in mind. Next one. Next one. Okay. Then what's the mechanism through which this online pharmacy will be implemented? It starts with the registration of the pharmacy. Unless it is registered, e-pharmacy business cannot be started. And hence, whenever these rules are implemented, it was proposed that whenever these rules are implemented, no person shall distribute or sell, stock, exhibit or offer for sale of drugs through e-pharmacy portal unless registered under Rule 67(9). That means under this rule, registration is mandatory. There is no option for that. Nobody can start the business without having registration. The e-pharmacy registration holder shall receive the orders for retail sale through e-pharmacy portal. That's what I mentioned just now. It is concerned only with the retail sale. There's no question of any wholesale dealing so far as the online pharmacy is concerned. Next one. E-pharmacy registration holder has to arrange to provide the drugs as per the prescription received from the customer. It is essential that the prescription Hello. Hello. Hello.
हाँ sir, you are audible.
Yeah, okay. So as per the prescription received from the customer, that means the sale will not be there without having a prescription. So prescription is essential. E-pharmacy registration holder shall have a facility for customer support and grievance redressal of all stakeholders, which shall run not less than 12 hours for all 7 days a week. This is a salient departure. That means for the customer support facilities to be provided by the e-pharmacy registration holder, and at the same time, the grievance redressal of the stakeholders at the patient is also to be provided, and therefore this facility has to work for 12 hours per day on all 7 days. So customer support is again very essential requirement which is not available presently, but if we go for the online pharmacy, then this will be again a mandatory thing. And next one, the disclosure of information generated through e-pharmacy. This is very, very important. Whatever I'm talking about, this is in the form of rules only, which are the draft rules, but they have far-reaching consequences. Why? I'll tell you. The information received by the e-pharmacy shall not be disclosed by the e-pharmacy registration holder for any other purpose, nor shall same be disclosed to any other person. That means it is the bounden duty of the registration holder not to disclose any information about any patient who is getting the drugs or the medicine supplied through their particular portal. And e-pharmacy registration holders shall be duty bound to provide such information to the central and the state government. That means, except for central and state government, information regarding the patient cannot be shared with any other person. That is the responsibility of the registration holder. This portal shall be established in India through which they are conducting the business of e-pharmacy and shall keep the data generated localized. That means any information cannot be shared with any foreign person or any agency abroad. Again, this is very exclusive so far as the rights of the patients are concerned. Information about the patients is concerned. Next one. Next. Now, the application for registration, how to get e-pharmacy registration. This is to be obtained through the application for the grant of registration to the Central Licensing Authority in the form which is 18AA, and this has to be done through online portal of central government. That means we have not to supply any hard copy, any file, any papers, nothing like that. Only online portal is there, will be there, shall be there of the central government on which this application is to be given. That means again there is no hitch. So far this application, forwarding or submission of the application is concerned, it is not given to any inspector, anybody, any officer, nothing like that. But this has to be supported by duly notarized affidavit from the applicant, and it is to be accompanied with a fees of rupees 50,000. Now, next one. An e-pharmacy registration holder has to comply with the provisions of Information Technology Act, as I mentioned just now, and the details of the patient shall be kept confidential and shall not be disclosed to any person other than central or state government concerned, as the case may be. This is what I tried to explain just now. Yeah, the supply of drug shall be made against a cash or credit memo. There is no other mode. It is very specific. Drugs can be supplied only through cash or credit memo, and this will be generated online through pharmacy. And record shall contain the information that is which is mentioned there, and hence all the essential information regarding the patient will be there in the prescription, and this information will be available with the e-pharmacy registration holder. Next one. Conditions of registration, they also include that registration holder shall not carry, you've gone further, I want to go one slide back. E-pharmacy registration holder shall not carry out e-pharmacy with respect to drugs covered under the categories of narcotic and psychotropic substances as specified in the Act, that is the tranquilizers and the drugs as specified in Schedule X of Drugs and Cosmetic Rules 1945. Again, we have to understand this e-pharmacy, online pharmacy, is not meant for supply of the drugs following under the category of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, which are likely to be misused. This is a serious objection to many parties concerned, and the draft rules have already taken care. And hence, the tranquilizers and the drugs which are given in the Schedule X of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act, these will not be sold under this particular online pharmacy. So this is a great saving so far the users are concerned, and at the same time, it will not allow any misuse of the drugs, which are habit forming or the narcotic drugs, tranquilizers, etc. Next one. The registration holder shall comply with the provisions of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and the rules made thereunder, amended from time to time. Means it gives a provision, it gives a mandate to apply whatever further amendments are there under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act, that the online registered pharmacy will follow them automatically. This need not be specified again and again. Next. Once this application has been submitted, next please, then the grant of registration for e-pharmacy, this will be given by the Central Licensing Authority only when if they are satisfied regarding the fulfillment of the conditions. Now, if the deficiencies are there, then temporarily the registration may not be permitted, and once the deficiencies have been fulfilled, then the application will be taken for granted, and it will be granted a registration for e-pharmacy to a particular holder by the CLA, that is the Central Licensing Authority. That means we have to understand there's no role of any other agency except the licensing authority. So if any deficiencies are there, the agency will inform these are the shortcomings. If these shortcomings are say satisfied, then the registration will be granted, or the grant of registration will be given by the requisite agency. Next one. So if all the formalities are completed, all the documentary evidence is provided, then it will be the registration will be given by the Central Licensing Authority, and all the registered e-pharmacy shall be uploaded on the website from time to time for information to all stakeholders. Again, this is important. Anybody from the public can know which e-pharmacy is registered, which online pharmacy is registered, and that will be registered under the authority of Central Licensing Authorities. Next one. Okay, so licensing authority can refuse the grant of registration to any applicant if the person is not fulfilling the certain requirements. But for your understanding, for clarity, I have to mention that the application may be refused if a person is found to be not fit for granting the license. And what is this? Every such order is communicated to the licensee as soon as possible. So for any reason, if the licensing authority feels that the person is not fit because of some past record or other things, in that case, the licensing authority can refuse to grant the registration to any person. And the person concerned, person who is grieved with this, can have an appeal within 45 days. So there is a possibility that the authority might refuse, and if it is due to if the applicant can satisfy the licensing authority that no, that is not the valid reason, or that was not the correct, decision, then in the appeal it may be set aside also. Next one. Right. So just like routine pharmacies also, there is a provision for the periodic inspection. The premises from where the pharmacy business is conducted, these are to be inspected every 2 years. And mind well, by a team of officers authorized by Central Licensing Authority, with or without experts in the relevant field. That means in a place, if the premise is there in the Bhopal, no need to involve the state agencies. Directly it can be done by CLA, Central Licensing Authority, or the, depending upon the required, they might or might not take the help of the officers from the state licensing authority. Next one. Next. Well, there is also a provision for the suspension or cancellation of the registration. So just like the license for the sale of the drugs can be cancelled or suspended, there is a provision for the suspension cancellation of the registration e-pharmacy. And this could be on certain grounds, and appeal is permitted under the Act, and appeal can be disposed of the Central Licensing Authority. So there is a provision, if the people, if the license holders or the registration holders, they do not comply with the conditions, then their licenses or the certificates can be suspended or cancelled, and therefore they have to follow all the conditions and satisfy the requirements of the Drugs Act and rules from time to time. Next one. Again, so far the distribution or sale of drugs is concerned, this is for us to understand. On receipt of the prescription, I told you that sale of the drugs will be only through prescription. Through e-pharmacy portal, the registered pharmacist on behalf of e-pharmacy registration holder shall verify the details of the patient. That means he might have to verify whether the correct patient is taking the medicine. Registered medical practitioner who has prescribed medicine and arrange for dispensing of the drugs as per the instructions of the RMP, if not already found dispensed. That means it is the responsibility of the holder to check that it is the prescription tropic substances and the tranquilizers, etc. And this is a reply to that. The draft rule has already taken care already, and also they have given that the Information Technology Act, that provisions of that will also be attracted in case of sale of drugs, online pharmacy. Next. Yes. Now, the e-pharmacy registration holder has to receive the prescription and then dispense and make arrangement for supply of drugs from any retail or wholesale licensed premises. So if the licensed premise is there, whether it is wholesale or retail, through that only the supply of the drugs can be made. People have a feeling that online pharmacy, we don't require any office, we don't require any premises, we don't require any say space. But this is a wrong notion. This clearly shows that the arrangement for the supply of drugs have to be made whether from any wholesale or retail sale licensing premises only. And this information is to be about the patient is to be maintained on the e-pharmacy portal. That means when I give a prescription, my prescription loaded by the supplier, they have to load on the e-pharmacy portal also. And in case of e-prescription, prescription shall be uploaded on the e-pharmacy portal and shall be kept in record by the dispenser. That means there is no supply of drugs through online pharmacy without prescription, and this prescription will be valid on the portal maintained by the supplier. And the validity of the registration certificate, that is for 3 years from the date of issue. Next. Now, as per the practice, next one please. As per the practice, all the licenses etc. are renewed, and so also the renewal of registration of e-pharmacy is permissible, and this is to be made on an application along with the fee of rupees 50,000. So initially the registration is valid for 3 years, and after that renewal is required. For that application to be made along with a fee of rupees 50,000, then only the registration will be renewed. Next one. There is little catch in whatever sales are to take place. And next one please. Prohibition of advertisement of drugs through e-pharmacy. This is important for us to understand. No e-pharmacy shall advertise any drug on radio or television or internet or print or any other media for any purpose. That means online pharmacy will not have any advertisements for sale of the drugs for any purpose. So this is totally prohibited. Advertising of the drugs through e-pharmacy, this is totally prohibited under the draft rules. Next. It also takes care about the complaints and the redressal mechanism. In case of any suspicion of supply of drugs, if a person is not happy that whatever he is being supplied is of good quality, what is called the not of standard quality, it could be adulterated, it could be misbranded, it could be spurious. And if this is a suspicion, then the customer has a right to file a complaint in writing to the concerned state licensing authority. So if any doubt is there in the mind of a purchaser about the quality of the drugs purchased through online pharmacy, then he can make a complaint. And the customer shall have a right to seek relief under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 and rules thereunder. So on one hand, he can go to a state licensing authority for complaining, and on other hand, he can also approach the Consumer Protection Act so as to get the redressal to the grievances so far the supply of the drugs is concerned. Next. Now, when this system is adopted, what is going to happen in the future? The e-pharmacy registration holder shall maintain and update from time to time the information. Whatever information is required to maintain, that is to be updated from time to time. And this is to be done on the e-pharmacy portal, which is in the public domain. That means anybody can know what is happening, what patients are, what type of drugs are supplied to the patients, and whether they are on the prescription or not. All this information can be given, has to be given on the e-pharmacy portal, or this is a measure to maintain the transparency of the whole system, where there is nothing to hide so far as the supply of the drugs is concerned. Next one. Then there is a clear-cut provision so far as the monitoring of e-pharmacy is concerned. Central licensing authority as well as the state licensing authorities shall monitor the data or information periodically to ensure compliance with the provisions of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and the rules thereunder. So, is central as well as the state licensing authorities, they have been given the power, they will be given the power to monitor the information, whether the e-pharmacy is uploading the desired information, keeping it for a definite period of time or not. That will be the monitoring system so far as the e-pharmacy or online pharmacy is concerned. Next. Then the central, next one. Central licensing authority or state licensing authority may direct any pharmacy registration holder to provide prescription on the basis of which the drugs have been dispensed for the purpose of transaction audit. So this sort of transaction audit is proposed in the system, where at any time the registration holder shall be asked to show where is the prescription on basis of which you have supplied the medicine. Again, I mentioned just now, this means to maintain the transparency of the system and keep it in the public domain, so that the unauthorized transactions are minimum, they are not at all there. Next one. So I can try to summarize the rules, draft rules. So the draft rules, next one please. Draft rules allow online sale of all medicines except Schedule X drugs such as tranquilizers, narcotics, and psychotropic drugs. Premises are to be inspected every 2 years by a team of officers authorized by the CLA or SLA. Details of the patient are to be kept confidential. Supply of drug is to be made against a cash or credit memo generated through the e-pharmacy portal. Such memos shall be maintained by the e-pharmacy registration holders as record. Please remember that I told you that this is the draft rules only. And the persons or the parties who are affected to this is mainly the AIUCD, All India Organization of Chemists and Druggists, and this we call it offline chemists. The offline chemists oppose the move to allow e-pharmacies, arguing that as easy availability of drugs can lead to misuse. This is the apprehension, and we have to understand the legality. AIUCD is the authority or a body which consists of more than 9,000 members. These are the chemists and druggists which are working currently. And you understand, you can appreciate that there are certain problems with this, say, people who are taking care of this supply of the drugs through the medical stores. Their qualification, their experience, the way invasion of the tax and all those things, these are known to everybody, and they have argued because they are being directly affected party. Online pharmacy is likely to bring some sort of restrictions, some sort of problems so far as the offline pharmacies are concerned, and this was the problem for the Indian chemists and druggists are concerned. So far I have taken you to the rules which are proposed and the problems which we are facing. Now let us go to the remaining part of this presentation. Next one. So the FICCI felt that there is a delay in the notification of the e-pharmacy draft rules, and this is a serious concern so far as the public is concerned. This was recently published on January 16, 2020. And what they say, the delay in the notification of e-pharmacy draft. Next one, please. Delay in the notification of e-pharmacy draft rules is causing confusion and anxiety for all the stakeholders involved in digital health ecosystem. Now you can also try to correlate this with the COVID-19 problems, unlock problems, etc. Next one. So what are the relevant issues? Let us face the facts. Let us face the ground reality. Please mute. Those who are not talking, please mute. Online pharmacies today offer discounts up to 50%. Everybody knows. Brick and mortar chemists will have to. Consequently, many chemist stores have started offering home deliveries of medicines and discounts. So what I told you, AIUCD, they have got a problem, and they are concerned with their business. These are also called as the brick and mortar chemist. But at the same time, online pharmacies, they are offering discounts up to 50%. for whatever reasons it is feasible, commercially feasible, financially feasible, but they are offering this type of discounts, which directly helps the public in economizing their drug bills. So taking this as a lead, many of the medical shops, offline pharmacies, they have also started offering home deliveries of medicines and discount, but this is to a very, very small extent and does not cater to the requirements of the customers in at least in the rural areas. Next one. Hence, considering the issues, try to ask, I ask you, is online pharmacy a threat to offline pharmacy? You have to give the reply to this. Next one. To me, to my mind, it's not possible for the e-pharmacy or online pharmacy in the foreseeable future to completely take over the offline pharmacy business. Hence, the brick and mortar pharmacies will not be replaced by e-pharmacies. That much very, very sure. And at least I feel that there's no chance of replacement of offline pharmacy by the online pharmacy. Next one. And why I'm saying so? Because today's e-pharmacy have market potential of more than $1 billion with giants like 1mg, NetMeds, MedLife, Pharmacy, DoseCart, so many others. India currently has more than 850,000 independent pharmacy retail stores, and this fulfills only 60% of the total medicines demanded in India. However, offline pharmacies, retail stores are currently responsible for 99% of the medicine sales per year, with e-pharmacy contributing to only 1% of the total medicine sale in India. So these are the figures. E-pharmacy is making an improvement in the healthcare accessibility. This is very important for us to understand in view of the pandemic, corona pandemic. So e-pharmacy is making improvement in the health care accessibility in both rural as well as urban areas. Next one. E-pharmacy is mushrooming in India. Everywhere you can find out. Due to increasing rate of chronic diseases, this is the ground reality. Chronic diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, etc. Government of India programs in healthcare segment like Make in India, Digital India, Jan Aushadhi, telemedicine, and e-healthcare are making qualitative improvement. This is the role of government. E-pharmacy is expected to grow at a CAGR, a compound annual growth rate of over 20%, crossing the $3 billion mark by 2024. And hence, it is set up for a boost. The e-pharmacy or the online pharmacy is set up for a big flip in the coming future. Next one. If it is so, then try to let us understand what are the advantages. I have jotted down a few of the advantages. Medicines can be ordered from mobile phones or computers. Advantage to elders, old patients are sick, etc. Greater access to rural areas where there is a limited presence of retail pharmacy. Some areas are there is no pharmacy at all, no retail pharmacy. All online transactions on e-pharmacy can be tracked with complete details of the medicines and can reduce drug abuse and self-medication. E-pharmacy will assist in back tracing the channel or the manufacturers, suppliers of the counterfeit fake medicines, making the healthcare market more transparent and authentic, and better management of supply of cold chain medicines like insulin, hormones, and other blood-related products up to longer duration of time. These are some of the advantages which I have jotted down. Next one. So comparing the challenges and the requirement. Challenges for the patients, as well as the addition due to the pandemic in the current scenario. It appears to me that e-pharmacy is an irreversible e-commerce model in pharmaceuticals in current environment. Number two, it's not possible for e-pharmacy to completely take over the traditional pharmacy business, and therefore brick and mortar pharmacists or people need not worry or need not be challenged and not feel embarrassed by this. In countries like USA, the share for the online pharmacies is not more than 20 to 25%. So if that share is not more than 20 or 25% in USA, you can imagine how long it will take to come to that 20 or 25% in India. And that is a reason to permit, in my mind, the offline pharmacies, which are going to, online pharmacies, which are going to help the general public in very big way. Online pharmacies take few days to deliver medicines, and chronic patients that take regular medicines may not wait for a couple of days. So the supply, time period for the supply has to be adequately addressed by the online pharmacy as well as the offline pharmacies. Next one. E-commerce companies are not set up to deliver medicines within 30 minutes, which is the requirement for most patients suffering from acute problems. The patient requires the drugs, but they don't get in time. E-pharmacy portals have been criticized, and concerns like easy availability of drugs are leading to misuse. The authenticity of the prescription being uploaded, rise in self-medication behavior, and use of counterfeit drugs. Whatever problems are there with the offline pharmacy, the same problems are expected. What is the authenticity of a prescription? Is to be repeated or not, whether it is signed or not. This all information is to be provided, and prescription is to be uploaded because it's offline, online. I feel that these apprehensions are not really tenable, because the mechanism, if we have seen just now, the mechanism does not allow all these things to crop up, and at the same time, the central as well as state licensing authorities, they have the power to keep monitoring so far the information etc. is concerned, and they can also make inspection. All these mechanisms are there. Ban other hazardous categories of the drugs. So if it is a question of misuse of drugs, etc., is it right to permit only the drugs other than narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances? In other drugs, other category of drugs which are likely to be misused, and they can also be say kept away from the jurisdiction of the online pharmacy. Next one. And hence, now I'm coming to the recommendation. Having gone through the existing practices and the proposed rules and the requirement of the pandemic, my to the drugs and cosmetic rules, incorporating rules for or online pharmacy are urgently required. A very strict monitoring system needs to be in place before granting of licenses for online pharmacy. Third, measures introduced by various other developed countries like USA and European Unions should be examined and reviewed in light of the system of drug distribution and sale in India. And separate license should be issued, and minimum requirement for running e-pharmacy business, including premises, should be laid down. For running a pharmacy, Schedule N has given the requirement. So for running e-pharmacy also, we require this type of minimum requirements to be brought on board. And all transactions shall be digital, official, recorded, tax paid. Mind well, it is tax paid. When we purchase the medicine from the medical store, we don't know whether it is they are giving the GST and other things. But here, when you get the bill, it is already including the GST and other things. It is digital, it is official, it is recorded. And hence, again and again I say, transparency of the system is very, very important. It is a positive point so far as the online pharmacy is concerned. Next. Registered pharmacist, this I am making a very huge recommendation, very eye-opening recommendation. Registered pharmacist should hold B.Pharm degree and experience in handing out e-prescriptions and computers. Because he has to read the prescription, he understand what drugs are required, and there should not be any mistake of any kind. And therefore, I would like to have a registered pharmacist which has got a qualification, which is a better qualification and better experience. One more, I would say, thrilling recommendation I am making. Aadhaar UID number may be linked to prescriptions to rule out misuse of medicine online. Misuse of medicine is prevalent, but online misuse of medicine can be checked, can be minimized if the patient's Aadhaar UID is also included along with the prescription. At least one surprise inspection may be considered, maybe annually. Medicines sold through e-pharmacy are obviously prescribed cheaper, safely delivered at home. And this is good advantage, a big advantage to all the people who are taking the medicines, whether it's the patients or other things. And therefore, in the current scenario also, this leads to what? No need to go to a medical store. Next one. E-pharmacy, so what is the instant outcome? Person-to-person contact and handling of cash is eliminated. We are not dealing with the cash at all if it is online pharmacy. And hence, it satisfies the requirement of maintaining the pandemic, requirement for the patients, etc. Spread of COVID-19 and other infections will be greatly curtailed through e-pharmacy. And hence, I come to the conclusion that e-pharmacy is in public interest. And whether it is COVID or otherwise, online pharmacy is a blessing in disguise. And hence, let's answer one more question. Next one. Next.
ये चालू और मिल गया नहीं?
Next one.
I request all participants kindly mute their mic.
Next slide, please.
Madhurima.
Only couple of slides are there, please.
Madhurima.
46, slide number 46.
So let me search. I think she must be disconnected.
Okay, I'll just continue. So my question, you keep on trying, I'll just continue.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Okay, so my question, $1 million question for everybody, any audience, do we need online pharmacy? Do we need online pharmacy legally? This is the question you have to answer. So in this COVID-19 pandemic, now what is more important for us to understand? As the pharmacist, what we have to understand? To cope up with the COVID-19 pandemic, Government of India notified very, very recently on 5th June 2020. That means a month ago. What is that? New Drugs and Clinical Trials Amendment Rules 2020. And this New Drugs and Clinical Trials Rules 2020, this provides for import of unapproved new drugs. All pharmacists, please be careful. Import of unapproved new drugs for compassionate use for treatment of patients by hospitals or medical institutions. So whether it is for regularly use, no, it is for compassionate use, a condition just like which has come up from the COVID. We don't have the drugs to treat this particular infection, and there are drugs which are likely to succeed in trials. And hence, the import of unapproved new drug for compassionate use for the treatment of patients by hospitals or medical institutions. This is the gist of the new drugs and clinical trials rules of the government of India. And yeah, please come to 48. Slide number 48. Right. So according to these rules, I mean new rules only. I'm not talking about those draft rules, new rules which are already implemented. A medical officer or a hospital or medical institution may import new drug for compassionate use. For what is this compassionate use? For the treatment of patients suffering from life-threatening disease or disease causing serious permanent disability or disease requiring therapy for unmet medical need. So COVID-19 pandemic, this is the therapy for unmet medical need, which has not been permitted in the country. New drug not permitted in the country, but undergoing phase 3 clinical trial in India or any other country. So to meet the requirement, urgent requirement for the treatment of COVID-19 infection, the government has come out with the rules, and hence the government is taking utmost care to provide the therapy for the treatment of COVID-19 infection. And these rules, very, very recent rules, these are very, very important for us to understand. And it shows the inclination of the government. And also, as the pharmacists, we are supposed to know that what is the compassionate use, what are the new drugs, and why and when new the drugs can be purchased, can be obtained, can be supplied, and mind well that these drugs are not accepted in India as such. So they are new drugs, they have not been used in therapy, but they are likely to be useful, and they are not permitted otherwise in the country, but they are undergoing clinical phase 3 trial in India or any other country. Next one. Just 2 days back, another notification has come. As pharmacists, we understand, we can appreciate that hand sanitizers have been included in the Schedule K of the drugs and cosmetic patent rules. And these are the drugs exempted from the manufacture, sale, and distribution provisions of the drugs and cosmetic patent rules. So why this was required, why the government has taken this step out, very, very bold step. Hand sanitizers are essential to meet the requirements of emergency arising due to pandemic COVID-19 and in public interest. So this hand sanitizer has been exempted from the provisions of manufacture, sale, and distribution of the drugs. This is very, very important in the public interest, and this is given as the government notification on 15th July 2020, just 3 days back. Now with this, I think I can try to conclude that in this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, many new things are to be considered by the pharmacists, and we have to press upon the government that they should come out with the rules. Why the rules have not, why the drug rules have not been implemented, it is very difficult to say, but if it is in the public interest, mind well, 100% it is in the public interest, and public is greatly benefited if these online pharmacy rules, these are announced and implemented by the government. And therefore, I request all of you to make an understanding of these rules and try to convey to the government that in the public interest and in the patients, in the interest of the patients who are suffering from this, say, disastrous infection, it is important, it is necessary, it is desirable, it is urgently desirable that the draft rules, these are finalized and they are implemented by the government. I thank all of you, all the audience, all the organizers, the people from the RGPV, TechUp, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, School of Pharmacy, Dr. Deepti, Dr. Suman Ramteke, and their colleagues. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I'm available on Gmail. Please flash your questions whenever you like. Thank you very much. All the best. All the best wishes and have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable talk. This session is very informative for all the participants. You cover all the aspects of online pharmacy, like condition of registration, grant of registration, about the inspection authority, distribution and sale of drug, validity of e-pharmacy, renewal of registration, what are the prohibitions of the advertisement, monitoring, and all the aspects. It will really helpful for all the participants to understand about the challenges and new opportunity in the condition of COVID-19 era. And this session is very informative for all the participants which are listening, and it will also helpful to understand in this situation what kind of new opportunities and challenges will occur in this era. And with this line, I will request Dr. Suman ma'am to give a vote of thanks to sir.
Thank you. So thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time to our participants and highlighting about the online pharmacy. It was very meaningful and informative content you shared to all our participants, so that we can think over it and we can go for opt-it as we are in the pandemic situation. So thank you so much for accepting our invitations and working hard from yesterday. Thank you so much, sir. And finally, we are thankful to TCube RGPV and our Vice Chancellor also for giving opportunities to conduct so many events under the TCube. And we are also thankful to all dear participants for joining with us for today's webinar. I hope you have learned so many things, so many rules and current scenario on online pharmacy. And thank you to Ashutosh, Rahul and Madhurima and all other from the TCube side. Thank you to all. Now I'm sharing the feedback link in chat box. So it will be for your attendance and for the certificate. So kindly fill the feedback link. If anybody want to ask anything, they can unmute and can tell anything.
Okay, ma'am. I think any participant having no any query, so
okay, thank you.
shall we? Okay.
So we'll wait for some time because feedback link is there, and after 10-15 minutes we will end the session.
Kindly fill the feedback link.
Thank you again, Jain sir.
Thank you, Suman. Thank you. You know very well.
Yes, sir.
I would have been happy to answer any
very
questions, but no, that's okay. That's my pleasure. In fact, I derive pleasure in.
But so many things you compiled, sir. All things were there. There means the data was so clear. So that's why I don't think the participants they are having any question to ask now.
Yeah, no. But then, what information I'm giving? For example, this exemption of hand sanitizers from Schedule K is
Yes,
very
sir.
recent, just 2 days back.
Yeah.
So
It was
I understand that all the pharmacists know they will appreciate that
yes,
things are moving very fast, and they have to keep up themselves update.
Yes,
and that's why this draft rules, they are lying in the pipeline for almost 2 years or more than that. And I don't know what are the oppositions, what are the grounds, but still it's desirable that the rules are implemented so that the patients, they are benefited to the greatest extent.
Yes,
because when I purchase the drug, even I am doing it, I purchase the drug online, naturally I get good supply within reasonable time, and I get at least about 20% discount also.
Yes,
so I'm not losing anything. And then my prescription is with them. Once I have to submit prescription, then only they will supply the drug. So there's no question of any cheating or anything. The system
as it is working outside of India. So in India also we can make some efforts to apply it.
No. I am talking in India only. I am taking my regular supply. I am purchasing from Bhopal, from some suppliers, and I have no problem. In fact, I am very happy that I have not to move out of my place, and still the things are delivered at my place. I have to make online payment, and the medicines are supplied to me at my place. So that's a great advantage to me, at least, and advantage to everybody. Because of pandemic, we don't want to move out, but still we require medicines.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Meena, madam, are you there? Meena, madam, are you there? You want to add something?
And sir, day by day, e-pharmacy practice is continuously increasing.
Yeah, it is increasing, but it is not official. No, once it is registered, then only it will be official. And for that registration, the rules are to be notified and implemented, which is not done by the government.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah.
Sir, in the COVID-19 era, if like hand sanitizer, we are put in Schedule K, and it will exempted for the provision of manufacturing and other thing. तो सर इन केस अगर कोई ऐसी ड्रग आती है जिसकी कोविड-19 एरा में बहुत ज्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, तो क्या उसको भी शेड्यूल के में रख दिया जाएगा?
No. It will not come. It is hand sanitizer. It's not a routine type of drug, and Schedule K drugs, these are meant for exemption. They are totally exempted. If what you are saying, if a new drug is coming, that will come under that the other provision of the compassionate use of the drug. And that's why whatever new drugs are
Sir, your phone is muted. You are not audible, sir. Sir, your voice is not there. Anybody want to ask anything? Sir, I think sir is disconnected or not. Sir is there.
Yes, ma'am.
But आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
I think mic is unmute.
Sir, your mic is mute. Can we make it? Sir, now it is audible. Sir, now you are audible.
Okay, so if the drugs are useful, but they are not officially recognized, they are considered as the new drugs. That means they have not been cleared so far as the clinical trials are concerned. Yet, if it is a requirement, for example, in this particular situation, then probably these drugs may be permitted by the government as the drugs useful on compassionate ground, compassionate use, because the government cannot allow the people to die because of the non-availability of the drugs. So even if it is not safe, not considered to be safe, because it is not cleared from the clinical phase 3 trial. But if it is running, it is going on in clinical phase 3 trial, then the government can allow. It's not automatic. And that permission for the compassionate use is provided by the government. That is possible.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we selected a very relevant topic in current scenario of COVID-19. So,
yeah.
I hope all the participants have learned a lot of things from it.
I also hope like that.
Ma'am, Singhai sir is also unmuted.
Yeah, I have seen him.
सर आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं अखिलेश सर?
Hello.
Yes sir.
Hello.
Contents
Hello, Akhilesh.
yeah, the excellent delivery, sir. All the areas regarding the e-pharmacy, and particularly few myths and some confusions which were there regarding e-pharmacy. Now these are clear today.
Thank you.
I think it still it is very difficult to use it. Yes.
No, it's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. You have to identify one of the suppliers of this online pharmacy, and you can upload your prescription. They will scan it, and then they will try to supply the medicine, and that comes through courier. Even Bhopal, sitting in Bhopal, you can get it.
Yeah, it's a door delivery, sir. It is like Andor.
Yeah, it's door delivery. Yes.
Yeah, very convenient and economical.
Very
also.
convenient.
Economical. Also.
Economical. No. Economical and convenient is all right. Something very important is during this particular challenging period of COVID-19, I did not go out. I did not go out because although medical stores are open, but I cannot go there.
Yeah.
I am 60 plus. I am 70 plus. As such, I am not allowed to move out of my home.
Okay.
How to get the medicine?
Means like it is very easy for us, but when the number of companies and that seller will come into market, when it will be very popular for all the common people, then it will be very useful to all of us.
No, already it is useful. I told you.
No, it is useful, but we are not that much using it, sir, because number of suppliers we don't have idea about it.
That's why I'm giving this information. So many online suppliers are there. You can pick up some of them and try. That is very easy, very easy. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and all the best.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll leave now.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.